In August 1953, just 2 weeks after the test of the layer cake, newly elected President Dwight Eisenhower decided to stage his own nuclear show of force. In Korea, Stalin's death had broken the stalemate, and both sides finally seemed willing to end the conflict. To keep peace negotiations on track, Eisenhower called on LeMay's bombers.
Our mission called for me to take 20 B-36s with nuclear weapons on board and go to Okinawa and sit on the alert.
The mission, codenamed Big Stick, carried an implied threat by placing SAC's newest bomber close to the Soviet and Chinese border.
The B-36 really wasn't much fun to fly. It was a gigantic thing. They used to say it was like sitting on your front porch and flying your house around. It was big on the outside and small on the inside. Very cramped for the crews, and the missions were long. It wasn't a pleasurable assignment in a lot of ways, and yet I was very proud of it because the B-36s could hit targets within Russia that could be touched in no other way.
The idea is that one should use the nuclear superiority that we had and make overt and direct threats. Be prepared to use atomic bombs and to break down this psychological taboo that distinguishes nuclear weapons from other weapons, that we ought to just treat them as being like any other weapon.
LeMay made sure that the mission did not go unnoticed. When the giant bombers landed at Kadena Air Base in Okinawa, the press was on hand to report the event.
We stayed at Kadena and sit on the alert and cruise at the airplanes while the hostility cessation papers were being signed. And the B-36s being there with atomic weapons and ready to go was a warning to the North Koreans and the Russians and the Chinese not to try anything funny when we were sitting around a peace table.
And the fact that the ceasefire occurs and the fact that it is not violated, I think, caused Eisenhower to believe that this strategy worked, that it had paid off.